Hi you guys, welcome to your September 2024 astrological forecast. The month starts off with, on the 1st, Uranus turning retrograde. So all of the outer planets except for Jupiter are all retrograde right now. We've got Uranus in Taurus, okay, turning retrograde on the 1st. Then we have Saturn and Neptune still in Pisces retrograde. And Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius at the end of August, and then on the 2nd it falls back into Capricorn for the last time in our lifetime. Whatever, we'll be long dead before it re-enters Capricorn. It takes that long to get through each zodiac sign, right? So Pluto does move back into Capricorn on the 2nd and is there up until November 19th when it fully moves into Aquarius, okay? And I will be doing a video on Pluto in Aquarius, okay? But anyways, there's a new moon in Virgo on the 2nd. The sun is in, the sun is in Virgo up until the 22nd. And Mercury starts off in Leo in direct motion, you know, on the 1st, right? And moves forward again into Virgo on the 9th. Then, let's see here, Mars is just in Gemini for just the first few days up until the 4th. And Mars moves into Cancer for the rest of the month. Then, okay, we have a full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, okay, on the 17th. Then on the 22nd, the sun moves into Libra. Also on the 22nd, Venus moves into Scorpio. Sorry, I forgot to mention, Venus is in Libra from the 1st up until the 22nd when it moves into Scorpio. And then Mercury's moving very fast again, okay, in Virgo. It moves it back into Virgo or forward into Virgo again on the 9th and then moves into Libra on the 26th. Okay, so let me see here. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the planets. You guys, don't forget to check out my weekly forecast is now daily shorts whenever there's a major aspect. Okay, so don't forget to look for those. Like, subscribe, and share if you like my videos. I really appreciate all your interactions with me. You know what? Now for your forecast. Hi, Taurus. Excuse me. So the big news for you is on the 1st, Uranus in your sign turns retrograde. Okay, it's happened how many times already, so it's nothing new for you. It's just that, you know, things seem to slow down when planets are retrograde. A lot of times, though, they give you the opportunity to review and change your mind about something or other. So keep that in mind, you know, while this planet is retrograde. All the planets, outer planets, are retrograde except for Jupiter, which is in direct motion. So, you know, it's not too much of a big of a deal. It's just that, like I said, you know, review or change your mind about something. Okay, now the month starts off with a new moon on the 2nd in Virgo, a fellow earth sign. So when planets are in like Virgo and Capricorn, they make a very nice aspect to your planets in Taurus called a trine, a 120-degree angle, right? So where you have Virgo in your chart is your 5th house of fun, creativity, romance, gambling, speculation, games and sports, all forms of entertainment and anything to do with children. So new moon here brings a new beginning. Okay, the sun is also here up until the 22nd. Mercury is moving back here on the 9th. Okay, last month Mercury was retrograde back and forth between Virgo and Leo. So it actually starts off this month in Leo, in your 4th house. Okay, 4th house of home and family. Where you live, the people you live with, your past, your childhood, your personal life. So Mercury is direct here. at the beginning of the month in Leo. So you could still be like in communication and back and forth with like family members, or anything regarding your home or property or where you live. Okay. But it's in direct motion, so everything's like kind of like normal. You know what I mean? Communications are normal. You're actually communicating. You're actually getting information. Okay, and it's not like all over the place or whatever. This could even be like some kind of talk that you have with a family member or someone you live with, like a roommate, whatever. Okay, so then Mercury moves into Virgo again, into your 5th house in direct motion, and then it moves into Libra on the 26th. Okay, but for now, you've got a new moon, the sun, and Mercury in your 5th house of fun. So this could be, you know, you could like take something up at this time. You know, Jupiter was just in your sign like last year, so Jupiter does bring opportunity to try things that you've never done before. That's what it was supposed to do anyway. And with the planet Uranus in your sign, you know, the possibilities are like endless, and the more far-fetched the goal or the idea of something that you want to do, almost like the better, because that's what Uranus represents, is unpredictability and surprises and freedom. It's the most freedom-loving planet that is out there, right? So you know, with these planets, like let's see here, with this new moon bringing possibly a new opportunity to try something creative. It could be something maybe you used to do when you were younger. I've mentioned before that maybe you get up possibly and do karaoke or something somewhere. Maybe you sing, some form of art. Maybe you dance, or you act. You know, if you have any films, crews in your neighborhood, you know, go look them up and see if they need some extras at least just to get on the set. Something like that. You know, it's a new beginning. The 5th house is also the house of children, though, either yours or someone else's. If you could even possibly be a teacher. So this time of year, at least here in America, when kids are going back to school, they would be, yeah, they'd be like front and center, your focal point right now. So it could be something like that, you know, new thing with children, or even your own child, a new beginning in some way. Maybe excuse me, maybe they're taking up a school sport, or dance or something or other. Okay, but it's just like a new start. But I believe it could be personal on your part, and it's something creative. Could be romance, you know. But romance, Venus does bring romance, but it also brings creativity. Okay, and Venus is actually in Libra up until the let's see here, 22nd. So Venus is in your 6th house of wait, hang on a second. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish with this 5th house, okay? Because the new moon, right, there is a full moon in Pisces in your 11th house. It's directly across from your 5th house. And the full moon is a partial lunar eclipse, which means whatever happens around this full moon, the effects last a little bit longer than they normally would. And your 11th house is the house of your friends and acquaintances. Okay, it's socializing in person or online, where you would normally go to hang out, any group or organization that you belong to, and also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So you have Saturn and Neptune transiting here, and they're both retrograde. So this area has not been a lot of fun, especially lately, like especially since Saturn has moved here. You have at least one friend or someone within an organization or group that you belong to that tries to stand in your way, tries to undermine you in some way, tries to make you look like an idiot, you know. among your own friends or among the group or something or other. It's just not like a fun place. Or when you go out, to try to have fun, something happens. That it's either really boring, you spent all kinds of money, and for what? You're like, I could have did this at home, stuff like that. So anyways, the full moon here could be happening with your group of friends. There's something possibly going on with at least one of them that you're tired of. You know what I mean? You're finally putting your foot down, speaking up, or something or other. So that's what could be happening around this time. If you do go out somewhere, to some kind of public event or whatever, just around this time, something could even happen there. You could have a little bit of dust up with a friend. I would have to say it's verbal more than anything, or you could even run into somebody when you're out that you just don't like, they don't like you, something like that. So just keep that in mind around that full moon. It is a partial lunar eclipse, so the effects will last a little bit longer than usual. Okay, so I do have to mention also, Mars moves into Cancer on the 4th. It's still in Gemini up until that point, but it's only like the first 4 days of September. Okay, so it was in your, it'll be like in your second house of earned income and money, along with Jupiter. Jupiter is still in Gemini and will be here up until like next year. So you still have a lot of good fortune coming in financially and possession-wise, right? So when Mars moves into your third house, where you have the sign of Cancer, your third house being your everyday life, the people and places you would encounter throughout the normal course of your day, your neighbors, neighborhood, businesses that you frequent. This is all forms of communication, including regular postal mail. Excuse me. And this is travel. This is local travel, usually tri-state area, or a day trip, overnight trip, or a weekend trip. It's usually a road trip, okay? So you may find that you just have an awful lot of activity going on within your own neighborhood, or that you yourself are busy within your own area. Okay, this is also the house of your siblings and cousins, so you could have a lot more contact with them at this time too. Okay, and then Pluto does move back briefly into Capricorn before it moves fully into Aquarius in November. So it's moving back into your 9th house where you have the sign of Capricorn. Pluto has been here for many, many years. It's in 29 degrees. It's in such late degrees it probably won't have any kind of effect on you, but I do have to mention it because the 9th house is a house of long-distance travel and communication, just like the 3rd house being local travel and also communication, though. So, Pluto is back in your 9th house of higher learning and your views, your opinions, your philosophy on life, your religious and spiritual beliefs, legal matters, media and publishing, foreign countries, people, languages, anything. Okay, so I do have to mention that, though, that those two planets will be across from each other. Okay. So, Venus being in Libra at the beginning of the month in your 6th house of the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your work schedule, co-workers. It's also the house of health and the house of service to others, okay? So the Sun moves here on the 22nd, and Mercury moves here on the 26th, and Venus is here up until the 22nd, okay? So having Venus, though, in the 6th house does bring about a really nice relationships with your co-workers and higher-ups, kind of like pleasant times possibly in the workplace. You may be put in charge of beautifying your area or the wherever it is everyone works. Venus does attract you, makes like sweets and drinks or partying even a little bit more attractive when it's in the 6th house. You may overeat, you know, a little bit. A little bit, tiny little bit of weight gain possibly. Okay, but you could actually be starting maybe not necessarily a new job, maybe a new assignment. It could even be if you're self-employed, this is some kind of new thing that you're trying, you know, you're adding to whatever it is you already do. You're like trying this out at this time, but Venus here is very, very helpful with creativity, if that's what you do. If not, this could also be, you know, with this being the house of service to others, and how I see that is someone needs your help, so they offer to do a favor for you while you do this favor for them, so you both benefit from the arrangement, okay? So you get something out of it. So it could be a time where someone proposes this to you, and it could even be like a neighbor, a co-worker, or a sibling, okay? So it might be something, you know, worthwhile at this time. You just have to be very clear about what you expect and how long you expect the arrangement to go on, okay? So then Venus does move into Scorpio on the 22nd in your 7th house of close relationships and partnerships, arrangements and agreements. And you know, Scorpio is your opposite sign. So the sun and other planets will be moving there soon enough. But having Venus here does make your close relationships very nice, very nice. And Venus directly across from your sun, rising sun, or whatever other planets you have in Taurus makes you a little bit teensy little bit lazy, not feeling like doing anything unpleasant, especially having unpleasant conversations. So if somebody brings up something you don't really feel like discussing, you'll just dismiss it, as you should, right? So would I. Let me see, I think that's pretty much it, okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Taurus on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Scorpio, and those dates are the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 16th, 17th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for money is the 9th, 10th, 11th, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The best time for your career is the 14th and 15th. And the best time for communication and travel is, let's see here, the 12th, 13th, 24th, 25th, and 26th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for September. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast, which is now daily shorts. See ya.